Imagine losing your entire collection of rare baseball cards, vintage handbags, or fine wines in an instant. Not because of a fire or theft, but because you didn't have a plan in place for what happens to them after you're gone. This harsh reality is a wake-up call for many collectors who have spent years curating their prized possessions. The truth is, your collection, no matter how small or large, is an asset that requires careful consideration in your estate plan. But here's where it gets complicated. Placing a precise value on a collection can be a daunting task, even for experienced accountants and attorneys. And what happens when you have multiple heirs with different interests and values? Splitting a collection can be a nightmare, and some of your heirs may not appreciate the sentimental or financial value of your Eisenhower-era comic books or vintage guitars. As Wayne Hasse, a Legal Shield provider attorney and managing partner at McGuire Schneider Hasse in Ohio puts it, imagine you don't have a will. How do you distribute 10,000 baseball cards or 500 bottles of wine among your 6 intestate heirs? This is where expert guidance comes in. To navigate the complex world of estate planning for your collection, consider the following 5 tips. First, document your collection. If you have a collection with financial or sentimental value, take the time to make a record of what you have and what it's worth. At a minimum, self-document your collection, advises Sarah Gaiman, a CPA at Berkowitz Pollack Brandt in Florida. This can be as simple as populating a spreadsheet or filling a file folder with descriptions of every item in the collection, including how you got it, why it's valuable, what you paid, and what it might be worth today. Don't have time for a spreadsheet? Take photographs or videos of your collection. This visual record can be invaluable in the event of a natural disaster or when distributing your assets. And this is the part most people miss: considering insurance for your collection. If you have a collection with considerable value, look into having it insured. Don't presume it's already covered under your homeowners policy, as these policies vary widely in their coverage of collections. A valuable items policy can provide the necessary protection, but be prepared to document your collection and potentially get an appraisal. However, before investing in insurance, ask yourself, if my collection is lost, stolen, or damaged, how sad will I be? How big of a hit am I willing to take on it? For high-value items, such as artwork or jewelry, formal appraisals are essential. They not only help with insurance coverage and estate planning, but also signal to potential heirs that the item has significant value. Michael Chua, principal attorney at Paxdera Law in Los Angeles, recommends appraisals for items worth 5 figures or more. But what about sharing your collection with your loved ones? This is where many collectors fall short. They assume their heirs will understand the value and significance of their collection, but often this is not the case. Take the time to walk your loved ones through your collection, explaining its history, value, and provenance. This will help them appreciate its significance and make informed decisions about its distribution. Finally, write a plan for distributing your collection. This can be a tricky process, especially when it comes to dividing items of sentimental or financial value. Consider including your collection in a will or trust, which can provide specific instructions for its distribution. Trusts, in particular, can be useful for passing collections to your heirs, as they allow for detailed directions and can help avoid disputes. As Chua notes, the more careful you are in estate planning, the more likely you can avoid conflicts among loved ones after you're gone. So we ask you, what's the most valuable item in your collection, and how do you plan to pass it down to future generations? Do you have a story about a collection that was lost or distributed unfairly? Share your thoughts and experiences with us in the comments below. And remember, your collection is a reflection of your passion and dedication. Don't let it fall into the wrong hands or be lost forever due to a lack of planning.